Hello everyone and welcome to EH Enthusiast. Here's what's coming up. With TfL fare charges on the rise, how will passengers deal with this in one of the busiest cities in the world? And what will be the main challenges that they will face with having to pay a new increase of money to travel on the tube? Also ahead, they plan new trains, but they've not delivered yet. So we look into the delays of the Piccadilly line and the refurbishment of the Central line, which has been planned to go ahead. Then we turn our attention towards the Silvertown Tunnel, where routes such as SL4, 108 and 129 fares were meant to expire on April 7th, but have now been extended to May 2026. And we look to see what that will mean for the local people. And we turn our attention towards the SL14. It's been given the green light, but what would this mean for the D8? Welcome to the program, everyone. I'm EH Enthusiast in London. Now, we enter the second week of March, and as if you feel a little lighter in pocket today, there's a very specific reason for that. We are now officially into TfL's new fare regime. While some prices are frozen in time, others have taken a leap that's making headlines across the capital. Today, we are going to dive deeper between that, and we're going to break down the fare divide, why the mayor is protecting the buses but are hitting the tube. We'll also explore the Silvertown success and the data behind the free travel extension in East London, and we've got a technical deep dive into the Piccadilly line delays and the Central line's clip refurbishment progress. Plus, we'll also look at the brand new 2026 to 2030 business plan. So we'll start off the program with the fare shock, as it's the day every Londoner dreads, as the fares have increased on the tube. It's very different, as it's a tale of two cities depending on whether you take the bus or ride on the tube. If we look at the receipts, as of March 1st, we saw an average fare increase of 5.8% across all rail-based services, and this includes the Tube, DLR, London Underground and the Elizabeth line. This was a choice made in a vacuum, and it was a core requirement of the 2.2 billion government funding deal agreed upon last year. Zone 1 peak travel singles have risen from £2.90 to £3.10, and Zone 1 to 6 single, most fares have seen a 10p to 20p increase, which TfL claims is the minimum possible to meet their revenue targets. However, the Heathrow premium, if you're taking the Elizabeth line from central London to Heathrow, your fare has now jumped from £13.90 to 15.50p. However, the bus haven is different, as the buses and tram have frozen for the 7th time since 2016, and the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, used City Hall's business rate surplus to freeze the bus fares at £1.75. This is crucial because bus users represent the largest portion of London's lower income commuters. Think about this. If the bus fares had risen with the inflation since 2016, you'd be paying nearly £2.40 today, but by keeping it at £1.75, TfL is essentially subsidising the bus network through higher rail fares. Furthermore, daily caps and travel cards have frozen until 2027. This is the secret to saving money for this month, and if you travel enough to hit your daily cap, these 20p increases won't actually cost you a penny more, and at the end of the week. Now, moving on from the fares, we move to East London and the Silvertown extension. A 7-week gift for East Londoners, why 3 bus routes are staying free until May, and what the DLR is doing to match it. If you live in Greenwich, Newham or Tower Hamlets, you've got a reprieve TfL has officially confirmed that the free travel trial on routes SL4, 108 and 129 has been extended, originally set to expire on April 7th. You now have until May 26th, 2026 to ride for free. Why did they decide to extend it? Well, because the Silvertown Tunnel is actually working. Before the tunnel opened, we saw about 2,700 cross-river bus journeys a day. That number has now jumped to 10,400 total journeys on these through routes, have now topped 32,000. TfL is seeing a massive model shift where people used to sit in Blackwall Tunnel, crawl, and now are hopping on the SL4 Express to keep the habit locked in while tube fares rise. TfL is keeping the price at zero. The DLR refund scheme is not just buses. If you travel on the DLR between Greenwich Cutty Sark and Island Gardens, or Woolwich Arsenal and King George V, your fare is being automatically refunded. You still do have to touch in and out, don't forget to do that, or you will face a penalty fare. But the system will credit the money back to your account within 48 hours. This is about keeping East London connected while the DLR undergoes its massive B23 fleet testing. Now, coming up after a quick break, we'll dive into the fleet reports and the delays and refurbishments across the Piccadilly line and also the Central line receiving a refurbishment. We'll be right back after this short break. Now, the Piccadilly line trains are coming, but just not as fast as we hoped. And what is happening inside the clip workshops for the Central line? Well, let's talk about the rolling stock. It's been a tough month for the new trains department. The Piccadilly line upgrade is currently £400 million over budget, and the first Siemens Inspiro trains are now delayed until summer 2027. Well, why? It isn't a factory problem, it's just a London problem, simply. Integrating 21st century software with 1906 signalling systems is proving to be a nightmare. Siemens and TfL are currently running ghost tests at night, but they found that regenerative braking systems are putting too much strain on the existing power substations. The Central line clip project, while we wait for the Piccadilly line, the Central is getting a second life, and the Central line improvement program, known as CLIP, is officially at the 25% mark. And as of this morning, we have fully seen 5 trains which are refurbished and are in service. The features are including high definition CCTV, improved LED lighting and moquette seating. CCTV is now live on these trains, a first for the Central line. And also keep an eye out for the DLR and the trams, as the new teal DLR trains are in intensive testing and are on the Stratford International branch. Expect weekend closures on March 7th and March 8th and the 14th to 15th as they test for the new auto stop sensors that were the cause of last year's delay. Now, the vision for 2030 and the Superloop introducing SL14 is that it's going to be a 5-year plan from northeast London, and also a Bakerloo line extension as well, publicly owned bus companies. If we take a look towards the big picture of TfL, the board have just approved the 2026 to 2030 business plan. Now, this is the most ambitious document we've seen in a decade. Starting off with the SL14, the consultation is over and the SL14 will run from Stratford to Chinkford Hatch. It's been given the green light already, and it will run every 12 minutes and connect to the Central line at Leighton and the Victoria line at Black Horse Road. To make room for it, the route D8 is being diverted to Stratford City. This is part of the Expression Ring and designed to make outer London fit travel as fast as a tube. Now, if we look towards the 5-year infrastructure goal, the Bakerloo Line extension is the initial enabling works have been funded for Elephant and Castle station upgrade. DLR to Thamesmead, the plans have officially started, including the Beckton Riverside extension, aiming for a 2030 completion, and publicly owned buses. The Mayor is progressing plans for TfL-owned bus operators to take over underperforming routes, moving away from the purely private contract model. London is currently in a state of transition, and we are paying for the price for a world-class network, but the investment from zero-emission bus target is now 70% complete to the new fleets, which are now becoming visible. Well, that is it for now, but we will have more information towards this coming up in the future. If you ever miss our show, you can find the latest episode shortly after it airs on our podcast. And remember, you can always catch us online, on our website, and all over social media. Thank you for watching, and goodbye from London.